Hi, welcome back to ODE YouTube channel. Today I'm going to make another collection overview, so this video might become a little bit longer, and I will show you my collection of white pens. Just a quick note, I will leave the information on the description area of the video about the pens, links for the reviews I already made, and links for stores where you can get those pens. Just another thing, previous thing, white is not my favorite color of pens, but I have a few, and maybe one day this will be one of the colors I will let go from my collection. Not all of them, obviously, because some of those pens are pens that I do collect, not because of the color, but because of the brand or the model or anything. So, enough of this talk, let's start to see the pens. First pen I want to show you is this one. Yes, I know this pen is gray and white. So not all the pens that I'm going to show you are completely white, because there are some metal caps, there are caps of other colors, there are other colors on pens, and so this could be a gray pen or a white pen. I didn't include it on my video of gray pens, so I will include it on this video of white pens. And even the tone of the white will not be the same between all the pens. So the pen is Earlitz My Pen Style, and this is a pen that comes in a blister with more nibs, and it takes cartridges. I made the review of this one. They come with these specific cartridges from them with a couple of colors, but these are international cartridges, so you can use whatever you want. And these are calligraphy pens, so you can use them to make special letters because of these very interesting nibs. This is a 1.9 nib, so it's good to make, for example, Gothic letter. The next pen, this is a brand, a German brand. The next two pens are from China. The first one is this. This is a Hero 616. This one is white. So this pen is mostly a copy of a Parker 51 made in China. In Parker 51 the jewel is like a pearly thing. Here it is a white thing. It has the arrow clip. This is gold trimmed, gold color. Then you have the cap that is still color. Sorry, I was out of the frame. And it looks like a Parker 51. Very similar, although it has a little ink window there between the in the middle of this ring. It has a hooded nib, very small one, and it is an aromatic filler. So this is a quite inexpensive pen. It is quite slim, and this is it. This is the Hero 616, and the next pen is, you can say, yeah, okay, it's the same pen. No, it's not. It's the 616 Plus. The difference is this one has a, let's call it a metal jewel. The clip is not gold colored, and it is overall the same shape. Also aromatic filler. Sorry, this is not aromatic filler. This is a cartridge converter pen. Sorry. So for me it's a little bit nicer. I prefer cartridge converter pens. And the size of the pen is not the same. So the Plus is longer and it is wider. You can see there. And even here you'll see the difference when we align the rings. This one is longer on the section, longer on the barrel, but they are quite similar pens. I have to say I quite like these. Once I bought a full collection of those, I think they are available in 5 colors, 5 bright colors, but I never used any of those, so someday I need to start using it. Maybe I will not start with the white one. The next, let's put them here so they are more visible, at least while I am showing them, but I may need to take some out of frame to be able to show them all. Okay, the next pen is, so we start in Germany, China, back to Germany, and we have this pen. This pen is a Super 5 Arctic. It is called Arctic because it is white. This is a German brand that makes waterproof inks and also makes these quite inexpensive pens that are nice, made of plastic. You have there engraved Super 5. And this is it. They are quite simple. I have the review made of these pens. Quite small nib, but they have metal sections, so they are quite heavy, and they are made mostly for calligraphy or for sketching, but interesting pens with the white trim on the black trim on the white plastic parts. And from these we go to the United States, and here we have this pen. This is the Cross Solo. It's quite interesting, the contrast in these videos, because I think this is too white, maybe. This is the Cross Solo. I made a review of this pen, and it is an interesting pen. It has black trim, which is quite nice. It reminds me of that pen also. And it is quite simple. Black section. It takes cartridges or converters, proprietary cross converters, and they have these very, very good nib. It's marked cross. This is an M nib, and as far as I know, this nib, first I thought they were made by Sailor, but apparently the higher end nibs from Cross are made by the ones on the Peerless 125 are from Sailor, and apparently these are made from by Pilot, and the nib is really good. And if you tell me this nib is made by Pilot, yes, I may believe that, because I think they are very similar with the nibs that I have on my Pilot Lucina pens. I have 2, and I think they are quite similar. Now we go to another brand from Germany, but a different shade of white. Some people may say this is more kind of a gray, and yes, Kaweco time now. So we have a few of those. This is Kaweco, and this is the Kaweco Perkeo. This has a blue cap, blue ring there just before the nib, the usual Kaweco number 5 nib, and they have a larger ring here. And this faceted barrel, faceted cap, and also kind of a triangular shaped section. This pen is, and it is a cartridge converter pen, no cartridge inside. This is the old chambray color. Then I have here another white one, but with a red cap. By the way, it's there, Kaweco. I think you can see embossed on the cap. And this one also the same kind of color scheme, but with a brighter blue, and this one has a blue cap that matches the other rings, and this has a red cap, and this is called the retro block. And finally, the last Kaweco Perkeo is this one with white color, and it has a very light yellow and a gray section, but it is the same pen as the others, and this is called the light spring. So these are interesting and very cheap pens. Now we'll keep ourselves on Kaweco, of course, and the next one is the Kaweco Skyline Sport white, and so it is the typical Kaweco Sport with the logo on the top of the cap, the engraving on the cap on one of the facets that says Kaweco Sport, 8 facets on the cap. Then the barrel is round, and we have the steel nib there with Kaweco logo, the feed with Kaweco logo also there, and it is a cartridge converter pen. Many people like to eyedropper these. I would not eyedropper a white pen because I think it could stain. So this is the Skyline Sport because it is silver color there and silver color there. So it has chrome trim. They are the Skyline Sport. When they have gold trim, the type of this one, the nib is gold plated, not gold but steel and gold plated. These are called, also made of ABS plastic, they are called the Classic Sport. Then we have the Frosted Sport, which has the chrome trim the same way, but has this translucent color. The material is different and it is translucent and it's quite nice. It is, I would say, somehow recent on their lineup, and this is called the Frosted Sport Natural Coconut. And yes, you can understand why they call it coconut. The next one, and it is the last Kaweco Sport, is this one. This is an amazing one. This is the Kawec Art Sport, and I'm not sure I can see that. Kawec Art Sport range is made of resin, not ABS plastic, and you can see there Kawec Art Sport Germany. It has gold trim, gold plated nib, and it is also a cartridge converter pen, but this is beautiful. This is called the Alabaster, and it mimics the alabaster stone color and quite transparent and or translucent, but with a very beautiful pattern. It reminds us of ice, I would say, or snow or something like that. And the last Kaweco that I'm going to show is another shade of white. I would call it more like ivory, and it's this one. This is the Kaweco Student. This is the 70s sole, and it has a metal section, gold plated and gold plated nib there. I don't know if the section is gold plated, but it is gold color. It is a cartridge converter pen, and it has the logo on the top of the cap. It has this clip with a retro style that says Kaweco, and it says Kaweco there also on the cap band. I think this pen is quite interesting, and it has a orange cap. Now there are newer versions also with green or blue caps that are about 1 decade also. This is the 70s, the other I think it's the 50s and the 60s. Don't ask me which color is which because I cannot know that by heart. And we'll keep ourselves in Germany, and we are reaching the end of the video, almost. We are on the last 5 pens. This is the very well-known, very famous Pelikan M100 Pelican M100 Stormtrooper. That's how it is called, but it is called by the fans. It's not called by the brand Stormtrooper. It is an older pen. This one has a broad nib with a black coated nib. It makes a lot of noise on the paper, lots of feedback, and it is an interesting pen. White with black. It reminds the fans of Star Wars of the Stormtroopers. But when I look at these, why couldn't these remind us also, these two, the Super 5 and the Cross, why cannot these ones remind us of Stormtroopers also? But I think there is something on the cap that reminds me the helmet of a Stormtrooper. Maybe I'm seeing things that are not there, but that's what I see. The next pen is a pen that I collect all the variations, and I think I finally have all of them, and this is a Parker pen. And the Parker, this is a Parker Frontier. This one is a little bit stained, unfortunately. I need to find a new pen or a new barrel, because I think you can see there. I think it had, at some point in its life, I think it had a sticker there. So it is yellow. If I cannot remove it, if you know of any way of whitening again the plastic, please let me know. And this is a Parker Frontier. I really like the Parker Frontier cartridge converter pen made by Parker. This is proprietary, the system, and it is made of ABS plastic, quite light, but I think this is a range that they discontinued this pen, and I have a hard time to understand why. I think it was a question of timing. When these pens were available, maybe during the 1990s and then the 2000s, people were giving up using fountain pens and they decided to stop. If I could decide something, I think I would bet on this line. I have several, I'm not sure if they are 20 or something like that, different ones. I would bet on having this collection with a fixed range of pens, and then to release one special edition each year. And I think, because I really think that at the price point this pen had around 25 euros, I think there would be a room for this pen next to the same kind of philosophy of the Kaweco Sport, that each year, and they have more than one new versions or new colors, so they are highly collectible at a lower price. And also the Lamy Safari. I think this pen could be something like that. This could be the bet of Parker, to have pens with very nice price and lots of nice different finishes, but they discontinued these. I think it is a shame, because this pen is interesting. Somehow it reminds the Parker 51. I think it is a shame. But please, if you know how to remove a yellow stain in plastic, in white plastic, please let me know. Otherwise I need to buy a new pen or a new barrel. And let's go for the last three pens. One of those is this pen. This is also with that ivory color. This is not a good comparison. Let me rotate to have the whiter part there. But if you compare with the Kaweco, it's the same shade of white. I'm not sure if you will be able to see it on camera. But this is the Parker International Duofold Ivorine. And the Ivorine, or Ivorine, I'm not sure, it was a material that was meant to emulate one kind of primitive plastic from Parker they have on vintage Duofolds that was white. This was, I'm not sure exactly of the time frame of these pens, but these were a variation of the Duofold line, because usually the Duofold line has the top of the cap is black, the section is black, and also this end of the barrel is black. But in this collection they made pens that were black, and of course these parts were black also, obviously, but they made it in the red version, and then the pens were all red, all blue, and all white. So it is an interesting variation. Now they changed again to pens with black parts in the specific color. So this color is quite beautiful. It goes very well with the gold trim. I really like it. This is the size International. The next pen I have to show you, and this is interesting because this is the only Parker Duofold that I have the exact same pen in both sizes, the International and the Centennial. And this is Centennial. When you look at it, you will not see much of a difference. I will make a pen tip video where I'll show you the difference between how you can tell one apart from the other just by looking at photos. And this is an interesting pen, much bigger, not much bigger, but bigger enough to notice and to be nice. Let me show you. You can see that the Centennial Duofold is wider and it is longer. Not much longer, but enough to fill. Even the section is a little bit wider, and the nib is bigger, but the design of the nib is exactly the same. It has that ace of spades design that they currently use on their pens. And let's go to the last pen of this group, and yes, it will be also a Parker pen. You know, I'm a fan of Parker pens. I like them a lot, and it is this. This is this beautiful pen. It's hard to say how much I love this pen, and this is a Parker 100 in the ivory color. I have also the bronze color. It is smoke bronze. It is beautiful pen. This has this gold colored cap, this white barrel, and then you have a beautiful small, I cannot say it's beautiful because it's too small, but I would say a beautiful small gold nib that it is inside of kind of a gold kind of ring, and it has a clutch ring there with these little prongs that reminds us the closing system of the Lamy 2000. It is a cartridge converter pen. By the way, also these are cartridge, the Duofold also are cartridge converter pens that have the proprietary Parker system. And this pen is just beautiful. This is a pen that Parker didn't, I think it was not very successful. Now it is, now people search for them, but I really like it. I have to say that I think this is kind of a perfect evolution from the Parker 51. The Parker 51 have older filling systems. Their last version had cartridge converter, but people didn't go with them. But I think cartridge converter was the evolution, natural evolution of the aromatic in the case of Parker. And this pen is really similar in aesthetics, in the concept. I would not say in the design, but in the concept to the Parker 51, because it has also a cap lip that has engraved the Parker, as you have this kind of information in the Parker 51. It has a stylized arrow clip with these there, and I would say that this jewel in chrome color would remind, it's not chrome, I think this is platinum plated or something like that. It is this, I think it takes the same meaning or the same space, the same identity that you find in the older pens with the blue how is it called in English? The blue diamond that some older Parker 51s had, so I think this is reminiscent of that. It also has a gold, also a silver colored jewel on the top of the barrel, and the same on the top of the cap and the same on the bottom of the barrel. Both they remind us of the oldest Parker 51s that have had aerometric filling system with double jewels, so jewels on both tops. So I think this reminds us of those. It has a clip. Sorry, I'm mixing words. It has a ring that catches the cap. The cap is slip fit, same thing as the Parker 51, and this clip is in the same place. The nib is also a hooded nib, and it has even the care for the detail, to the point that the jewel on the Parker 51 could get scratched or destroyed. In this case, the jewel is recessed on the cap and also on the bottom of the barrel, so you can see it, but it will not scratch if you do like this. So I think this is a wonderful design, and personally I think this is a blasphemy for fans, hardcore fans of the Parker 51. But when I look at this pen, I see a wonderful homage to the vintage Parker 51. I think after what I said, I think it's quite easy to understand that maybe my favorite pen of this group is the Parker 100. So, this is all that I had to show you today. I hope you liked it. Please leave me some comments below if you know how to deal with the discoloration or the yellowing of the Parker plastic. Tell me your thoughts. And if you have some ideas for some videos or how I can improve my videos, please let me know. If you like, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next video. Bye!